a breath that's sweet and a smile that dazzles, it's Colgate Tooth Powder. And for a riot of fun, it's America's wistful, wacky, wonderful scatterbrain, Judy Canova.
Howdy, folks. Well, sir, I'm on my way back to Rancho Canova to see how my pig lover boy's getting along. I've had a grand time here in Hollywood, especially last night. They invited me down to the shipyards to launch a ship. You know, they've got quite a system there of christening them boats. If it's a big battleship, they break a bottle of champagne. If it's a destroyer, they break a bottle of port wine. And if it's one of them little old mosquito boats, they just hit a sailor over the head with a bottle of Pepsi-Cola. There's a fella right there. Yes, you know, there's a fella there that took charge of me when I arrived. He was an ensign. You know what an ensign is. That's a second lieutenant that can swim. He turned me over to a very, very romantic feller. Yes, sir. He told me he's the chief petting officer. He took me on a tour of the ship, you know, and when we got way down in the bottom of the ship, it was kind of dark there, and he says, "Here's the hold I was telling you about." I broke the hold and run back upstairs. They told me to put on a pair of them overalls so I wouldn't get dirty and I could watch how they build ships. So I saw two fellas there that was playing a nice game. One feller pick up a little red thing, I think they called it a rivet, with a pair of tongs, and he'd toss it to the other feller and he'd catch it in a little bucket. I thought I'd get in the game, so I intercepted one of them little red things. I caught it in my back pocket. Well, sir, next thing I know, does 4 miles out to sea under my own steam. But I do love boats. All my ancestors was seafaring folk. My Uncle B was on a tanker for 15 years. The day war was declared, he went on a bender. But getting back to the christening, when the ceremony was over, they give me a military escort home in a Jeep. That was some ride with that feller. I can't just describe it, but girls, did you ever wrestle an octopus? Well, sir, when we got in front of my house, he jumped out, grabbed me to him, and planted a big smacking kiss right on my mouth. I struggled loose and says, "Fella, you sure are a fast worker." He says, "I have to be. I was with Doolittle." I says, "Well, you've done enough. Good night."
Judy, everybody is talking about a song you sang a few weeks ago on Command Performance. It's an old favorite, and I know everyone would enjoy hearing it now. Let's have Wabash Blues.
Coming right up, Mr. Niles. Nearly broken-hearted since the day that I once started from my Wabash home. Now Indiana's sweet and it's a place that's hard to beat, but then I long to roam. My old homestead I now can see. I had a boy who was as sweet as could be. Oh, now every day I'm so lonesome it's my misery. Oh, those Wabash blues. I know I got my dues. A lonesome gal, and I feel that I could die. And the light that gleams, oh, the candlelight is gleaming so bright tonight, my darling. Oh, wants me in my dreams. I'll pack my walking shoes. Those Wabash blues. Get up, Beulah. Get up. We'll soon be home, old gal. Gee, ain't it great to be going back to Rancho Canova, Mr. Niles?
Well, truthfully, Judy, I hated to leave Hollywood. Why, do you know last night I had a date with 7 girls?
7 girls? What are you, a man or a manville?
I sure had to leave Hollywood, too. I had myself a time last night dancing to Cab Calloway's music. Me and my partner was cutting a rug in front of the bandstand.
Geranium, how was Cab Calloway's orchestra?
Oh, they sure was in the groove, but I ain't going near that drummer no more.
What happened?
Well, I've been over to tie my shoe, and for 3 courses, I was on the receiving end of Let's Get Lost. But after the dance, I got in his car, and he said, honey, you remind me of my mother. Then he kissed me. Oh, Mama.
Ah, Geranium, I'm surprised at you letting a strange man kiss you.
Well, honey, I couldn't help it. He was a 2-letter man.
2-letter man?
Yes, ma'am. Let her kiss or let her walk.
Miss Judy, there's McPherson's Motel just ahead. Are we going to stop off?
Well, Eddie, only to pick up Pedro and Loverboy. We got to get the pig back to the ranch to take care of him.
Welcome to the McPherson Motel, the only motel on the highway with air-conditioned rooms.
Hello, Mr. McPherson.
Oops, wrong approach. Oh, it's you, Miss Canova. Welcome back.
Yeah, and don't you give us that air-conditioned room stuff.
Lassie, every room is air-conditioned. I personally go around every hour and breathe in the keyholes.
Gee, Mr. McPherson, you're really dressed up tonight. You put on a clean shirt.
Well, Lassie, I had to. I lost my muffler. And besides, your man Pedro told me you were all coming this way.
Man, what have you got on?
Oh, just a little dash of cologne.
My, I sure wish I had a gallon of it.
Oh, it's not for drinks.
Sure rhymes with it.
Geranium, go in and tell Pedro to bring out Loverboy the pig so we can get started.
Miss Canova, I couldn't think of you driving all night to the rancho. You'd better stay here. You know, for old friends, I have special rates. I can give you a room with a bath for $5.
Well, what you got for $1?
A broom closet with a Dixie cup. Well, Miss Canova, I'm certainly glad to see you back here single. I thought you would have been married to one of them handsome movie stars.
Oh, shucks, not me. You marry one of them handsome fellers, and just when you're settling down, he ups and runs off with some other glamour gal. When I get married, I'm going to get myself a homely man.
Aye, lass, but a homely man is liable to run away, too.
Yeah, but who cares?
Well, here's your cabin. I've got to get back to my office. I'll see you later.
So long. Come on, Mr. Niles.
Here, I'll open the door for you, Judy. Look, Judy, a big elk just stuck his head in the pantry window.
Yeah, I bet it's the first time you ever had antlers in your pantry.
A talking elk. Say, that's one the Chamber of Commerce slipped up on.
Oh, us elks get around, Mr. Niles.
Yeah, maybe you're right. There is something about you that looks familiar.
The teeth, Mr. Niles.
I couldn't miss those great big shiny white teeth. Oh, of course, elks. Elk's teeth. Say, you do get around.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. All us elks are toothy advertisements for Colgate tooth powder.
Hey, I get it now. That's why those elk's teeth are so popular. Colgate tooth powder. Gee, I can't get over it. A living and breathing elk.
Sweet breathing, too, Mr. Niles. Us elks learned long ago that what our teeth attract, an unpleasing breath could turn away. So we don't take any chances. We use Colgate tooth powder night and morning and before every date.
Say, that's a good idea. A breath that's sweet and a smile that dazzles. Hey, that's the Colgate tooth powder story. Where did you ever pick that up?
Didn't you ever hear of elks conventions? Us elks learn a lot hanging around them lodge halls.
Well, I'll take your word for it, Brother Elk, because you've certainly got the straight dope about Colgate tooth powder. It actually cleans your breath as it cleans your teeth. Yes, it not only removes dull surface film, revealing all the natural brilliance of your teeth, but at the same time, Colgate tooth powder stops oral unpleasing breath. Tests have definitely proved. So, folks, for a breath that's sweet and a smile that dazzles, get Colgate tooth powder tonight.
Well, so long, Mr. Niles. See you again sometime, huh? Moon over Miami.
Come in. Oh, hello there, Pedro.
Oh, ¿cómo estás, señorita? The pleasure is all over me.
Well, say, how is Loverboy, my pig?
Yes, Pedro, how is the porker?
Oh, Loverboy, she is asleep. You must be as quiet as a mouse. Senorita, I am happy to see you and all my friends again. It has been lonely here at night.
Oh, Pedro, you don't mean you're afraid.
Oh, see, senorita, my pimples were covered with gooses.
Oh, Pedro.
Senorita, you mean you are not afraid of ugly things that creep around in the night?
Shucks, no. I've been working with Mr. Niles for weeks.
She's right, Pedro. Hey, wait a minute. What am I saying? Say, Judy, don't you think we better have a look at Loverboy and see how he's getting along?
Yeah. Pedro, is Loverboy in that box under the bed?
No, senorita, that is a little rabbit that I found out in the woods.
Pedro, you shouldn't ought to have animals in the same room with Loverboy.
Oh, but senorita, he is only one little bony rabbit.
Well, I reckon it's all right. Hello there, little bunny. Are you still under there?
There's nobody under here but us rabbits.
Pedro, you get them 15 rabbits out of here.
I cannot understand, senorita. I only put one little rabbit under there.
Pedro, don't be so naive.
Say, Miss Judy, would you like to listen to a song I recorded for Vitamin Studios for my next picture?
I sure would, Eddie. Oh, when it's twilight on the trail. Here, I'll put it on this phonograph.
When it's twilight on the trail and I jog along, the world is like a dream, and the ripple of the stream is my song. When it's twilight on the trail and I rest once more, the ceiling is my sky, and the grass on which I lie is my floor. Never ever have a nickel in my jeans, never ever have a debt to pay. Still I understand what real contentment means. Guess I was born that way. When it's twilight on the trail and my voice is still, please plant this heart of mine underneath the lonesome pine on the hill, underneath the lonesome pine on the hill.
Oh, that's real pretty, Eddie. Come in.
Oh, Eddie Dean, what are you doing here?
Oh, I just played a record for Miss Judy, and I was just about to ask her to go for a stroll with me in the moonlight.
She's going strolling with you, and she could go strolling with me? That's like passing up a juicy steak to pick up a nice soggy donut.
No, that's...
Oh, no, wait.
Oh, now, Eddie, no fighting, boys, please.
Don't worry, Miss Judy. I wouldn't fight Niles. He's like putty.
What?
You're putty. Putty.
Oh, gee, thanks. I think you're cute, too.
What are we going outside?
Come in.
Hello, Miss Judy. Hey, is Loverboy still sick? Say, why don't you spray his throat?
Thanks, you just did. By the way, Sylvester, why are you home so early from Lockheed?
Well, I got this charge. I had too much pulse-turitude.
What do you mean?
Well, the girls used to skip their shift and just stand around and stare at me.
Why should they stare at you?
Can I help it if I look good in a sweater?
Are you a kiddin'?
Don't say that, Miss Judy. Don't you go for me. I go for you. To me, you are like a glass of rare wine, like sweet muscatel or sparkling burgundy. Say, how do you feel about me?
Make mine a zombie. So now you're out of a job, huh?
Oh, not exactly. They sent me over to the airport as a plane announcer.
Well, what do you do over there?
Well, when a plane is ready to take off, I walk out on the flying field and I say, "Flight number 6. Now taking off for San Fernando, Fresno, San Luis Obispo, Bakersfield, and oh, yes, San Francisco."
You'll never last long on that job.
Why, Miss Judy?
Them pilots could never take off in that fog.
Oh, shucks. Nobody takes me serious. I'm going back to my old job.
What was that?
Washing windows. So long.
My, that Sylvester is sure a funny feller. Geranium, what are you doing out there in the kitchen?
I'm cooking some southern fried chicken for Loverboy.
Geranium, pigs don't eat southern fried chicken.
Don't worry, honey. It won't go to waste.
Oh, gee. Listen to Loverboy, Geranium. He's getting worse.
Maybe he's just having a nightmare about the OPA.
Who is it?
It's me, Mr. McPherson. Mr. Niles told me that your pig is pretty sick, so I brought over my emergency kit. I'm taking lessons in first aid. Well, I'll make a splint and bind up his broken leg. I learned that last week.
Oh, but wait a minute, Mr. McPherson. He ain't got no broke leg. He has a fever.
That's too bad, lass. I don't get the fever lesson until next week.
Don't waste no time with him, Miss Judy. He ain't no doctor.
Geranium, what are you eating?
Just a little old stick of peppermint I found in Mr. McPherson's satchel.
Put down that thermometer.
Lass, I've got some large black pills here for colds. Maybe that will help the pig.
Oh, I don't think he can keep pills on his stomach.
Well, we'll tape them on.
Never mind. I'll hold him, lass, and you pour the pills down his throat.
All right. Oh, there you are. They're down. Don't you feel better, Loverboy? Put your hand over his mouth before he breaks every window in the cabin. Oh, gee, we gotta do something to stop them hiccups. My granny used to use a mustard plaster. Mr. McPherson, you hold Loverboy, and Geranium, you stick this mustard plaster on his chest.
Yes, sir?
No, not on my chest. Help! Help! I'm burning up! Do something!
Let's fan him.
No. Get this plaster off my chest!
Geranium, grab one corner and I'll grab the other. Come on now, pull.
Yes. Look at that plaster. What do we do with it, honey?
Oh, I'm going to take it home to Rancho Canova and lay it in front of the fireplace. What a pretty rug.
Say, Judy, before you sing your next song, Live and Let Live, I'd like to tell our audience how to live and enjoy friendship. Colgate tooth powder works two ways, gives a sparkling welcome to your smile, and clinches the come hither with a sweet and fighting breath. For Colgate tooth powder actually cleans your breath as it cleans your teeth. Yes, it not only removes dull surface film, letting all the natural brilliance of your smile come through, but at the same time, Colgate tooth powder stops oral unpleasing breath. Stops it instantly in 7 cases out of 10, as scientific tests have definitely proved. Simply brush your teeth night and morning and before every date with Colgate tooth powder, and I'll promise you a breath that's sweet and a smile that dazzles.
That's the right sweet saying, Mr. Niles. For a breath that's sweet and a smile that dazzles, use Colgate tooth powder.
Thank you, Judy. And now, how about that song you promised to sing? Ladies and gentlemen, Judy Canova singing Live and Let Live.
They tell me that you're going away. What made you want to leave? You gave me your love and you gave me your vows. Now you're leaving me here to grieve. Live and let live, don't break my heart. Don't leave me here to cry. I never could live if we should part. Tell me you don't mean goodbye. You're the one who made me love you so. You're the one who's making me cry. You're the one who'll break my heart if you go. Tell me you don't mean goodbye. Live and let live, don't break my heart. Don't leave me here to cry. I never could live if we should part. Tell me you don't mean goodbye. Oh, Mr. Niles.
Yes, Judy?
I noticed last night when we was having dinner that after ordering that great big meal, you didn't eat half of it.
Well, Judy, I guess my eyes were bigger than my tummy, but I do that lots of times when I don't feel just right. Why did you bring that up?
Well, the point I'm getting to is that food that you didn't eat would have fed a hungry person in Africa or Russia or the South Seas or anywhere in the world where people is crying for food. Did you know that somebody's figured out that there's enough food wasted in this here country to feed over 15 million people? Just imagine that.
Gee, Judy, I didn't realize that.
Well, it's a fact, Mr. Niles, and we got to stop it. We got to conserve our food. So don't order more than you can eat, but eat all you order. Let's become a nation of food savers. Well, folks, Loverboy, my pig, ain't well yet, but I found out that there's an old Indian medicine man on the reservation next to Rancho Canova, and he says that he can cure Loverboy. So I'll see y'all at the Rancho next Tuesday at this same time. In the meantime, if y'all want some real excitement, some real chills and thrills, take my advice and listen to the new Palmolive Shave Cream program, Inner Sanctum, next Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. over most of these same stations. This is Judy Canova saying thanks a lot and good night. Good night, Chet.
Good night, Judy. This is Ken Niles saying, for a breath that's sweet and a smile that dazzles, use Colgate tooth powder. See you next Tuesday.
What is the 14-day Palmolive plan?
Yes, what is the 14-day Palmolive plan?
Ladies, it's easy. It has been proved to bring lovelier complexions to 2 out of 3 women. Here's all you do.
3 times each day, clean your skin with Palmolive soap. Then each time, take 1 minute more to massage Palmolive's beautifying lather into your skin like a cream. Then rinse.
It sounds simple, but listen. 36 doctors prove this Palmolive plan brings a lovelier complexion to 2 out of 3 women. No matter what type of skin you have, dry or oily, the 14-day Palmolive plan really works. So get Palmolive.